ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணலாமா?
திரு அந்த யூடியூப் லிங்க்
நித்யானந்த் சார் ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணு.
யூடியூப் லிங்க்
ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணலாமா சார்?
பண்ணுங்க.
ஸ்டார்ட் சார்.
Respected Mr. Venkataramani, scientist, Sriharikota Library and Secretary, Madras Library Association, Mr. Tirunavukarasu, Anna Central Library Assistant Librarian and as well as Joint Secretary, Madras Library Association, dear Mr. Suresh, Librarian, Law College, Mr. beloved student, my beloved research scholar, Mr. Janardhanan, Treasurer, Madras Library Association, and the esteemed participants who are participating from various corners of the nation. Good morning to everybody. I welcome everybody to this memorable event of webinar. In this pandemic period, conducting webinar, it's a challenging one. So I appreciate the organizers and as well as the resource person who have come forward to conduct such webinar during this period. And the resource person's topic is on libraries of scientific research organization, ISRO Libraries, and overview. Fine. I know Mr. Venkataramani for the last 1 decade. I think more than 1 decade. Yeah. And I had an opportunity to visit his ISRO library twice. And he was very kind enough to take us. I went with a team of UGC refresher course participants of Madras University to his institution, say before 5 years. And he took us and he extended his hospitality. I just recall my green memory, and I know him very well. He's a nice person and as well as a knowledgeable person. He has come forward to share his experience to all the participants. Yes, with this, I hand over the session to Mr. Tirunavukarasu to read out the profile of the resource person, Mr. Venkataramani. Mr. Tirunavukarasu, please.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
This is our resource person, Mr. K.Venkataramani, is retired scientist and Deputy Head LDF PPO MSA ISRO SDSC SHAR Sriharikota. He did BSc Botany in Madras University and MA Sociology in Annamalai University and MD in Annamalai University. Also BLIS, MLIS in Annamalai University, and he did MPhil in. Yes, working from 1985 to 2016 at ISRO Sriharikota. Before that, from 1983 to 1985, he served as MCF Library, INSAT, ISRO, Karnataka. Before that, he did his trainee in Library and Documentation Division, Baba Atomic Research Center, Bombay. Also, he was worked as a trainee in Annamalai University Library. He received many awards like Best Librarian Award by ISRO, Lifetime Achievement Award by Mala, and he is a life member in ISRO, SALIS, ASI, as well as Mala. Currently, he is a secretary to Madras Library Association. He is having a 34 years of experience as a librarian. He did various projects like ASLV, PSLV, GSLV, MOTR, SHSP, and disseminated relevant information for the projects. Also organized press meet for ISRO chairman and VIP during various launches, organized flamingo festivals and exhibition of ISRO at various places. He also attended many conferences, seminars, also published more than 20 journal articles and conference papers. With that, I invite Mr. Venkataramani to share his experience about the special libraries focused to ISRO libraries. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Nityanand sir,
Yes.
and Mr. Tinakarasu, and Suresh, Librarian, Law College, Tiruchirappalli, and the Treasurer, Mr. Janardhanan, and all the executive members of Mala, and my dear friends. Thank you. Today, I am going to talk about libraries of scientific organization. PPT open ஆகலையே சரி
PPT sir PPT open பண்ணுங்க.
PPT அங்க ஓபன் பண்ணிட்டேன் நானு. அது வந்து
கிளிக் பண்ணுங்க அத. கிளிக் பண்ணுங்க நீங்க உங்க முகம்லாம் பார்க்க தெரியாதுங்க. நீங்க PPT ஓபன் பண்ணுங்க. FI கொடுங்க. FI கொடுங்க.
ரைட். ஓகேங்களா?
அப்புறம் அங்க சார் ஹைட் கொடுங்க.
ஹைட். ஓகே.
ஓகே you can start.
As some of you are aware that libraries are of different types like academic library, special library, and national library. Academic library, we have got school libraries, college libraries, university library, etc. And special library is a library serves to a particular clientele or specialized in a particular topic. And public library you will be knowing it will be serving for general public. A national library like National Library of Calcutta, etc. Then the digital library services, as you all aware, it consists of circulation service, reference service, audiovisual service, reprographic service, that is xeroxing and binding, translation, current awareness service, photocopy service, selected dissemination of information, current editions list, newspapering service, traditional library services, that is interlibrary loan service, bibliographic service, indexing and abstracting service, then digestive service. Digestive service and the consolidation repackaging will be particularly it will be done only in special libraries like bibliographics on various subjects, and then trend report, then state of the art report, critical compilations and books, etc. Then let us see the services of traditional as a digital library. Conventional library will have acquisition and procurement, and digital library, as we are going to licensing the agreement for the e-journals and e-databases. Resources for conventional library will be books, journals. Then digital library will be e-books, e-journals, reports, thesis, conference proceedings, standards, patents, catalogs, online databases. In conventional library, indexing will be with the help of catalog parts. Then in digital library, which will be recorded form. Then digital library, the catalog will be called, will not be there. It will be for online public access catalog. Then services will be done at the library, whereas in the digital library, it will be remotely. Then the services will be sent to the user desktop remotely. Then more space required for shelving of books and journals, etc., back volumes, etc., in the conventional library, whereas in digital library occupies less space because of the internet and virtual library, etc. Then special library serves a specialized and limited clientele, provides specialized information resources on a particular subject, say it is a space technology or a medicine or agriculture, delivers specialized service to the clientele. Examples A special library may be Suresh is from law library. It is a law library, is a special library specialized only in law. Medical library, or Janathan is already working in medical college library. It is a medical library. They'll be specializing in medical Medindex and all. Agriculture library. Then libraries of BORC, IGCOR, DAE is also a special library serving to the particular clientele on a particular subject. Libraries of ISRO, DOS, DESIDOC, libraries of DRDO, libraries of visually impaired or print disabled is also called a special library. That is special library for visually challenged people. In characteristics and services, special libraries adhere to the mission and goals of the organization. They are subject oriented. They provide right information to the right people at the right time where there is a demand for specialized information. They are considered as small to medium sized libraries concerning their collections. They are, though the special libraries are homogeneous in nature, because all the ISRO libraries are homogeneous because they are covering the only same subject, that is space technology. Though they are homogeneous library, their collection may be hybrid because they have got both hard copy collection as well as digital collection. For example, other than books, reports, and books, journals, etc., they have specialized collections like patents, technical papers, internally produced documents, research papers, and other corporate unpublished material which comprises the institutional repository. They add value to the organization while conducting research on behalf of their readers, saving them the precious time, as time is money. Consequently, the competencies of librarians becomes increasingly demanding. Mostly, they have to be aware of the tasks and activities of the organization. And then library resources of special library will be vary from other academic library or other libraries, because we have resources of special types. Because normally academic libraries or university library, college libraries will have only books, journals, e-journals, databases, etc. But whereas we have got a special literature called grey literature. Grey literature is very important for research libraries like DRDO library or DAE or DOS. The grey literature consists of technical or research reports, theses and dissertations, conference papers, committee reports. This PhD thesis or dissertation we are earlier getting from UMI, University Microfilms International, in microfiche, and we used to take a printout of that, or the publisher will give you a printout to us. Now this PhD thesis are supplied by Emerald Services also, and the majority of the grey literature of the space technology or the ISRO libraries will be NASA reports, National Aeronautics and Space Administration reports, and European Space Administration reports, etc. In addition to this, they have standards and specification, patents, journals, e-journals, trade catalogs, project reports, trend reports, state-of-the-art reports, etc. As you all are aware, the project reports will be prepared for each and every project, and state-of-the-art report will be before starting any project. What is the state-of-the-art of the project or the topic? We will prepare a state-of-the-art report. We mean that it is the best available because it has made using the most modern techniques and technology on the particular subject or the topic. The production of the state-of-the-art military equipment, state-of-the-art technology, etc. In addition to that, the library resource of special library consists of online databases of various aerospace reports. Then standards also very important items for special libraries, because most of the projects and whatever the project they have to refer the national and international standards. We have got the Bureau of Indian Standards database also. In addition to that, IEC, International Electrotechnical Commission, ISO, International Organization Standardization, then ISA, then ASHRAE, American Society for Heating, Refrigeration, Air Conditioning, then IEEE, the Institute of Electrical and Electronic Engineers, then NFPA, National Fire Protection Association, ASTM, DIN, then GHOST standards. GHOST standards are nothing but Russian standards. When we are doing our GSLV project, the cryogenic engines, because of the embargo, USA has not given their technology transfer. Hence, we have to depend upon the Russia. We had agreement with the Russia. Hence, we have got number of Russian standards as GHOST standards, and these Russian standards were translated from Russian to English. This was done by those days INSDOC, Indian National Scientific Documentation Center. They have got some panel of translator. We are getting done from them, and our department also has appointed some Russian translators in order to translate the conversation and meetings in between the Russian scientists and our ISRO scientists. Then innovative services. Before going to the innovative services, why we require innovative services in library? For example, because of the exponential growth of information and information explosion, interdisciplinary research in new subjects, there are number of subjects that have been emerging. Then new developments in communication technology and ICT, then universal access to information made possible by internet and World Wide Web. Emergence of information sources like e-journals, e-books, online databases, then very specific user needs, and role of library has been intermediary between the internet and user. Remote accessing of information is the order of the day. Hence, the libraries are called virtual library, libraries at wall, internet library, web library, so on and so forth. Searching of information in internet, searching of information in internet is like searching a needle in the hay of stock. Then innovative library services. In that library services, we are the digital library or the ISRO library or any specialized library. The current trend, we should have a library homepage. As you all aware, in olden days in the traditional library, the library catalog is a key to the holdings of the library. Similarly, the library homepage or the portal where one will be able to understand what all the resources available, journals available, databases, and what all the services, all will be known by the user with the help of the library homepage. And then WebOpac, that is online public access catalog, e-journals, email services, then news alert, current editions, current awareness service, selected dissemination of information. As all of you are aware, that selected dissemination of information is a current awareness service, and it is a specialized service for special library. For example, whatever the collection available in our library, we will have a keywords of the subject keywords of the collection, and we will collect the interest profile of the senior scientists, and we will run the program. Then it will try to match the key subject keywords on the interest profile of the senior scientists, and whenever hit comes, it will create a file, and that file will be the latest documents relevant to the particular scientist. That will be sent by email to the user. That will be doing at the level of directors, deputy directors, chairman ISRO, and at times used to send it to our ex-President of India, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, when he was the chairman of DRDO. Then digital library, then digital repository, and in turn digital repository will constitute institutional repository of a particular institution, library networks and consortia, then library automation. Then challenges of ISRO libraries. The ISRO libraries has we have got a challenge because most of the ISRO centers, the facilities have been spread over a vast area. That is, the users are remotely located because Sriharikota Island alone covers 43,360 acres. That is 175 square kilometer with a coastline of 50 kilometers. In that, if the users are remotely located, they will not be able to come to library and refer the document or renew the books, or whatever information they want, they will not be able to get. For that, what library has done, we have used the intranet facility available within the center, and with the help of the intranet, we used to push the information services to the desktop of the users. The users will be able to get the information whatever they want from the desktop. For example, tomorrow a person wants to go for a inspection on a particular material or a particular project, he will be able to take a printout of the standard, that is whether it is a Bureau of Indian Standard or the ISO or any other standard. He can open the database and able to take a printout for his inspection purpose. This is made possible because of the intranet facility available within Sriharikota. Similarly, each center they will be able to send the services to the user's desktop with the help of intranet, and all the ISRO centers they are connected with the help of SpaceNet, and sitting in one library we are able to search the holdings of the other ISRO centers. Like IIT, if you are sitting in Madras IIT, you will be able to search the collections of Delhi IIT or IIT Kharagpur, so on and so forth. Similarly, we are able to search the resources of other ISRO centers and take a printout of it. This is made possible because of the institutional network, that is a SpaceNet. Then portal of the SHAR library. SHAR library portal. Library portal, as I told, it is very important because any user will be able, because of digital library, we are able to see the holdings of the library with the help of the portal, that is SHAR portal or SHAR library portal. Each center of ISRO will have their own library portal. Okay, this portal is divided into two broad categories. That is information about the library. That is, the library portal will be divided into two parts. That is, information about the library is its resources, services, working hours, general form, user guides, and then staff members, and then what are all the new journals added. All that will be available in that. Then electronic services will be access to the library content, catalog, digital collections, bulletin boards, and then where question answers or FAQs will be there. Then current awareness service, e-resources, etc. Then this is a library homepage as I have given it for your reference. This see under the heading library, it has got about library catalog, then current editions of books, journals recently received, then digital library initiatives like standards online, lecture presentation, and digital reports are there. Then what is new page, we have the various general information like antivirus update we have given freely for updating. Then brochure of the various launch missions like PSLV C-33. Then all other general items are there. Then under space technology we have HSP, Human Space Flight Digital Resources. Space Vision is a abstracting journal published by our ISRO Center. And then launch vehicle information, we have got a database. Then ISRO News, our space newsletter, etc. Similarly, libraries of other center, if you click on that, you will be able to open ISAC, ISRO Satellite Center or URO Satellite Center, and with the help of that, you will be able to see the holdings of other libraries also. Then in launch vehicle information center, I wanted to tell you this before the computerization, all the digital computerization we have done launch vehicle information with the help of CD sizes, computerized documentation service, integrated set of information system. It is a UNESCO package which is distributed to special library and all other libraries. We have made a database using that, and now we have a number of free digital library softwares are available. Now we are using DSpace and other free softwares for creating our own digital databases. Then classification cataloging, as you all know, that classification cataloging is very important, and all the special libraries are using only universal decimal classification. The main table, they got two main tables and then the auxiliary table, and the subjects are classified from 0 to 9, and we use only universal decimal classification and the ASCR2 for cataloging. And for example, transportation is 6 to 9, transport vehicle engineering. Then 6 to 9.7, air and space transport engineering, aeronautics and aircraft, rockets and missiles. Then cataloging indexing, ASCR2. Classification of books consists of two parts. And what I mean to say, even for classification or cataloging, whatever is possible for the library, or whatever they want, they can form, they can use their own pattern. They need not do only column classification or ASR2 and all. Sometimes we are using as a mixer scheme also, but now we are, because of the data transfer and the uniformity, we are using ASR2, and classification number, it consists of 2 parts, all of you are aware. That is, for example, Introduction to Computer Science by Rajaraman, that is 681.3 is the classification number. Then book number, you may be aware. Book number, in order to identify the books of a particular author. For example, Rajaraman has written 100 books on computer science. How to file the books in a sequential order or in a better filing order, and how to recall it. For example, Rajaraman RAJ/I. Then if he's having around 100 books, all these books based on their title, computer programming comes under C, RAJ/C. Like this, it helps in the filing order and retrieval from the rack. As you know, this when searching in OPAC, we are able to search number of books. If you go practically to the rack, the books will not be available, or books will be missing, or it will not be in the filing order or in the sequence. Now, at least with the help of barcode and all, we are able to search the missing books. Those days it is very difficult to search, because the filing order is very, very important, because a book, 100 books written by one author will be available in the same place, and with an individual book number, it will be able to help the filing sequence. Then OPAC, as all aware, it is a computer catalog made available on network, can be searched by many users. Web interfaces are familiar with the graphical and navigational interfaces. Then you can search from the desktop using various keywords like author, title, subject, keyword, publisher, ISBN. And in many a number of keywords you can search. Then Boolean search, you know, it is a logical connector, that is and, or, and not. With the help of that, you will be able to specify your search, so that you can avoid noise or the unwanted or irrelevant titles. Then using OPAC, status like charged, that is issued, the reserved, on-shelf documents can be known. Then e-journals. In addition to e-journals, we have in our ISRO Libraries Aerospace High Technology Database, that is Institute of Aeronautics and Astronautics. We have this database retrospectively from 1962 to current date. Some of the journals, by publishing print, we are getting online also. Indian standards on DVD. We can buy 2 simultaneous user or 5 simultaneous user, like that. Then we have a number of foreign standards and patents also. And for patents, there is a Darwin patent index is available. Darwin patent information system. The Darwin patent index is used every day around the world by patent professionals. And for chemical engineering and chemistry, patents are very important, since we are dealing with chemical engineering like propellants, etc. We have got number of patents, and our people also made registered some of their findings as patents. Hence, we also have patents in our library. Then NTS, National Technical Information System. This is the by this it is a part of U.S. Department of Commerce. By this, the United States of America, whatever the research done by the federal government has been made public, and the information which are not confidential will be published and sold to other countries. And it has got topics ranging from aerodynamics to urban development. And earlier we are getting it in microfiche, and we used to take a printout with the help of microfiche printer. Now it is available as a database, and we used to get the categories which are relevant to us, like propellants, ground support facility, etc. This NTS database is very important for most of the scientific libraries like DAE, DRDO, ISRO, etc. Then email-based services. As you know, that email-based services, we can send current edition list by email, new books, information, book reviews, etc. to the users based on the book reviews, and the new book information, they'll be able to send the book indents or book procurement slip to library by email, and we can put it to the library committee for approval and procurement. Then forthcoming seminars, conferences, and every day early morning we search all the space information, whatever happening throughout the world. That information will made it as a compilation sent to director and other people, so that they will come to know what space, what are the new development in space in the world. Overdue notices are sent by email. Then current awareness service, selective dissemination of information already I explained. Then list of recent arrival of books, periodicals, electronic documents, reservation of documents are put up on the web page. Then digital library. Digital library, as you know, most of the books we are buying in electronic form. Digital library, e-books, e-journals, and PhD thesis are available in electronic format. And many reports we have downloaded from the open source in the internet. All this we have to, all this collection we have to organize in a proper way as a digital library, and this should be preserved for the future generation or for the future. And the digital library, we have to properly create a digital library using the open source digital softwares now available, such as DSpace. Many digital library softwares are available, and then with the help of that, we will create a digital library, and we give a proper metadata. Metadata is nothing but data of data in order to retrieve the information whatever is stored in the system. If it is not properly indexed or properly given keywords, you will not be able to retrieve it. And by assigning this proper keywords and metadata, duplicate core method and all, the metadata harvesting, and it will be very easy, and interoperability, and with the help of that we can get the relevant documents. We can avoid the noise or the irrelevant documents, and the precision and recall of the system will be more. Then many special libraries, we have got a knowledge databases, and most of the institutional library, private organization, the library is also called as knowledge manager, or director knowledge management resources, etc. And we also have a knowledge database in ISRO Libraries. That knowledge is of two types, you know, that is a tacit knowledge, explicit knowledge, and tacit knowledge. Explicit knowledge is a knowledge which are already recorded in the form of books, written in books, reports, conference papers, proceedings, etc. Then tacit knowledge is a personal knowledge. It is residing within a person, how to formalize, how to record it, and logical opinions, best practices of an organization, etc. And nowadays, whatever the failures of launch vehicle, we have recorded it, and what all the problems we have faced and how to overcome the problem. And also we have collected information, this type of information from all the ex-ISRO chairmen like Satish Dhawan, U.R. Rao, Dr. Radhakrishnan, and Kiran Kumar, and all our chairman ISRO, whatever their experiences are there, we used to negotiate with them, talk to them, interact with them, and get all their knowledge and experiences and record it properly. And these are stored in a digital library, and as and when it is required, this we can retrieve it and use it for any problem solving within the organization. This is this knowledge management and knowledge databases are the latest trends used in many of the corporate companies also now. Then digital library, many as I have already told you, many open source softwares like DSpace, ePrints, Fedora, Greenstone, SDL, to capture and store, index, preserve, and redistribute the intellectual output in digital formats. These were put in appropriate collection with the proper metadata. and link to the link for users to access on the intranet. This digital collection of properly indexed assigned metadata and stored in a particular institution or a library is called as a digital repository, and in totally it is called institutional repository. The digital library collections of SHAR library, we have good collection of NASA reports downloaded from National Aeronautics and Space Administration and NASA Technical Report Server and NASA Scientific and Technical Information Program. As you all are aware that our pioneers in space is US and ESA, European Space Agency and all, and many of the literature, whatever the projects and experiments done by them will be of high value to us. Hence, we used to buy the technical reports whatever available, and most of the classified information they will not be giving to the other countries. Whatever the general or unclassified information, they have freely put in their servers in open source that we will download and kept it in our libraries or our information center for the use by our scientists and engineers. We have collection of digital reports, videos, conference papers. I was also working in the human space project when it started right from 2005 or so, and I have downloaded a number of videos, digital reports, and conference papers on quarantine of astronauts and other aborting of space crew module, etc. The number of ebooks also we have downloaded and kept in our digital collection. The digital resource of human spaceflight program. This we have collected in 2009 for our project, and it has got a number of items in that, like photos, videos, then the Russian spacecrafts like Soyuz, Vostok, etc. All this we have made a compilation, and we made a DVD and selected to all the ISRO center and the project people. It was highly appreciated because before starting the project we were nowhere. We don't know what type of thing we have to start. Because of the searching the information on Russian Soyuz and other agencies, we are able to know how we are going to handle the human space project and quarantine and space biology. All this topic we are able to explore in internet and download number of articles relevant to our people. Then library networks and consortia. You know that consortia, why it is consortia by for all the homogeneous library or the libraries dealing with a particular subject will join together, and they will form a consortia to purchase centralized procurement of their journals, reports, database, etc. By doing this, they allow a lot of concession. And for example, the Forum of Resource Sharing in Astronomy, FORSA is there. Then CSIR also they got a consortium, and IAMs like Indus is there. Indus, UGC Infonet, and Inflipnet, Information Library Network. These are all coming under MHRD, and for UGC Inflipnet is there, and college library, university libraries are using. Similarly, we have for us, we have got our consortia in ISRO headquarters, Bangalore. That only the central agency to buy all the journals and databases for us. By doing this, they are able to get a multi-year agreement with the fixed annual price. By doing centralized procurement, we are able to get a lot of concession, discounted price on multiple print copies, and subscription of online databases, archival access depending on publisher's policy, benefits to small library to access more titles. Users are happy with a wider access on the desktop. Then library automation. Library automation, all you know, library automation is very important because it can avoid the duplication of job. The data entered at the book ordering stage, the safe information will be passed on to various stages like a accession register, then circulation counter, and all other current registration list, and so many services. The same information has been passed on, and it avoids duplication of job. And those days we are doing with the help of CD sizes and all. Now many commercial softwares are available, and even DRDO has got like Soul, and so many softwares are available. Though many softwares are available, ISRO is purchased software called Lipsys from MS Jain Corporation, New Delhi, because in order to have a data transfer and data exchange, and we have to purchase a common software. That's why we have purchased Lipsys, and with Lipsys we have got many advantages. It access to the OPAC to users, simplification of lending facility, generation of subject bibliography. Subject bibliography we can generate with this. SDA service we can do with the help of this software, Lipsys software. Then reference service, stock verification, all this is possible with the Lipsys. Then this is some of the screenshot of the Lipsys software, and it is an integrated software right from the book ordering stage to the various services, stock verification, everything will come in that. Then skills required for librarian. The other day, some of our members are asking about the various skills required for librarian. I wanted to mention. The other day, Dr. Kotiswara also covered some of the topic. Like the soft skills, and for a librarian, I mentioned that communication skills, flexibility, adaptability, self-confidence, creativity, innovation. These are all the soft skills required. Then managerial skills, local and global thinking, planning and organization, financial management, change management, leadership, consumer management, etc. And the professional skills like hardware, software, presentation skills, library automation, and database, internet use, scanning techniques. Scanning techniques, content management, digitization, web-based services, etc. This is what I want to say, that our fresh graduates or the graduates studying BLAS or MLAS, they will be raw unless they work somewhere in IITs, IIT library or ISRO library or some other library. They should go for an internship or as a trainee. Then they will get exposure to see the different type of resources, documents, and they can develop knowledge. And if they develop communication skills, definitely they will get a better position. With this, I conclude my talk. Thank you.
K.Venkataramani and also Dr. K. Nityanandam for organizing this webinar in this lockdown period, and thanks all the participants. Thank you very much.
Any questions? Any questions, sir?
Sir, 1 minute, sir. Sir, what are the challenges that are faced in classification of books using DDC or UDC?
Hello.
One question, sir.
Okay.
Hello. ஓவருங்களா ஒன்றும் கேட்கல நான் பேசுறது.
Okay.
நான் பேசுறது கேட்குதுங்களா?
கேக்குது. இது சரியா?
ஒன்றும் கேட்கல.
கேக்குது சார்.
கேக்குது. ஓகே சார். சரி.
என்ன
கேக்குதுங்களா நான் பேசுறது? நான் பேசுறது கேக்குதுங்களா? சரி சரி. vote of thanks யார் சொல்றது?
இல்ல
questions கேளுங்க proceed.
What are the challenges that are faced in
UDC, I studied only in college, we are not using any but only UDC we are using in our special libraries, and most of the libraries are using UDC. And what I mean to say, whether it is a UDC or DDC, whatever will be useful for our whatever information, whatever the system which is feasible for the individual library company, they can make use of it. Strict rule that they should follow UDC or DDC or ASCR2 or classified catalog code. Your main objective is only to arrange the books in a proper sequence, and you will be able to retrieve or recall it whenever it is required. That's what I learned from some of the experienced persons. What they advise, it is a helpful order. It is our convenience. We can use the scheme whichever is convenient to us.
Sir, next question. Sir, next question. What was the challenging reference query? What was the challenging reference query received by you, and how it was solved?
Yes, it's a very good question. And when you are handling a cryogenic propellants, there was a problem. There was a leakage, and due to that, some problem occurred. For that, what all the how to contain that, and how to control the situation. For that, it was an emergency. This one we could get from such the number of what you call safety standards, and we could answer them immediately. That was a challenging question when during the GSL launch time, some cryogenic leakage was there. That we are able to solve it. Like NFPA, National Fire Protection Authority, and other things. We are able to get it only from the standards.
Okay, so the next question. Currently, some of the ISRO notified the librarian vacancy. How to prepare for this exam?
And I was there in the scientific assistant selection board also. My advice to the candidate is, you should be thorough in your basic subjects and a little bit of communication skills. And before going to for interview, what are the special library, their services, and what is SDA service, all that you should be able to write a essay on that. Some of the current topics like digital library or SDA service, all that we should have a knowledge. I advise you to go and work in some library for even if it is for honorary basis, 6 months or 1 year in IIT or IIMs or ISRO Libraries. That is always better. You get the exposure of the various services and various type of resources. And with the basic knowledge and communication skills, definitely you get through. And most of the apprentices working with us, they are well observed and well employed. Somebody working in a CCMB Hyderabad Center for Cellular Molecular Biology, some people Geophysical Research Institute, some of them got in a number of semi-government organizations because of their experience in a special library. Okay, through.
Okay, sir. No other questions, sir.
Sir, other question?
Hello.
Nityanand sir.
சொல்லலாமா sum up பண்ணி சொல்லலாமா?
Hello sir, you are most welcome.
சொல்லுங்க.
Yes. You know, our Mr. Venkataramani, the scientist of ISRO, he has covered a very nascent topic like traditional. In his lecture, he has covered traditional services and as well as digital library services and innovative services. Well, About the special libraries also he has mentioned, say various libraries like law library, medical library, etc. And he has also mentioned about web open. This is a need of the hour. And he has also included in his PowerPoint presentation e-journals, email service, news alerts, and CAS and SQL. Yeah, really, we studied in library science. Now he has recalled these concepts like current awareness service, selective dissemination of information service, digital repository, and institutional repository. Yeah, yeah, IR is very important that every librarian should know, and he should have, every librarian should have in his library portal this institutional repository. And he is mentioned about library network and consortia. Various network we had. He has also mentioned about special libraries network also in his speech. And he covered library automation challenges of ISRO libraries. Yeah, ISRO is functioning in many places all over the country, say like Kerala, Delhi, etc. And then we have mentioned about consortia also, because due to the financial problem, we need to go for consortia. So he has also covered this point, and the library automation and cataloging indexing. He studied say various cataloging like classified catalog code, ACR2, everything right from beginning. I was listening as if I was sitting in a library science class. We recalled everything. It's all very much needed. Indexing and bibliographic service is very much needed. He has covered all the points. He did not leave anything, especially opaque e-journals. And special things to mention is knowledge management. See, it can be split into two. One is tacit knowledge, another is explicit knowledge. Yeah, explicit knowledge means whatever we learn out of experience is called explicit knowledge. Tacit knowledge, say what we read in text, that is called tacit knowledge. Yes, clearly mentioned about this. And while mentioning these concepts, he has also added the space research, space flight, digital library, and the important point he has covered is what are the various skills required for a library. Yeah, it is very much important. The good qualities of library is as well as very important, and skills also required for any library. In fact, he has covered in a nutshell, I can mention, he has just refreshed all the important points of library services, including library collection developments. He has mentioned in this juncture. I thank the resource person, Mr. Venkataramani, for his dedicated and good presentation. Thank you very much, sir. And now I am handing over the session to Mr. Janardhanan, the treasurer of Mala, and he will provide the vote of thanks. Please, Mr. Janardhanan, please.
Thank you, Dr. Sir.
Please.
Good afternoon, sir. On behalf of Madras Library Association, I thank the research person, Mr. K.Venkataramani, for sharing his insight knowledge and his challenges on his work. And thanks the organizing team, Mr. Tirunavakarasu, Mr. Suresh, Dr. I thanks President Mala for organizing this webinar in the lockdown period. I thanks all the participants of the organizing team, and also once again thanks the organizing team members. Thank you very much, one and all. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Vananda.
Thank you, Jana, for your.
Yeah, very good.
Thank you, sir, for nice words. And
Thank you,
Jana, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Jana.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, President, sir.
Yeah.
Nice words.
Thank you, sir. Yeah.